You know, it's just fear. It's all fear.
It's all fear.
Just get it done.
Let me just go ahead and get it done. Let me get it done. People will resonate with those real human moments that you have inside the broadcast. So, and it makes for a really engaging experience.
Right.
So,
and you just gonna have to sit up and do it.
I was talking to my kids the other day, and I was sharing with them that there's a myth about habits. The myth about habits is that they're only good. The myth about habits is that, oh, these are my habits. And the habits that people actually share with you, the habits that we all espouse, the ones that we kind of throw out in front, we usually only look at those from the perspective of what is positive, what is serving us well. We do not talk about the habits that are not good, which are habits.
Right.
So the bag of chips that I always reach for at about 7 or 8 o'clock at night, well after I was supposed to be done eating, that's a habit.
It's a habit.
The thing that you say in your mind to yourself, that negative self-talk, that is a knee-jerk reaction, you can't even stop it if you wanted to. That is also a habit. And the habit that causes you to start and stop and start and stop and start and stop your content journey, those things that are, those boulders, those things that trip you up, those are also habits. And I want to share with you, there are ways to hack your normal routine towards being consistent, but we have to identify and almost embrace both the good and the bad in your whole story. And so today I want to share with you 5. I think we have 5. Am I saying that right? Yeah. 5 habits that fuel consistency with your content or with your podcast. And I want to dive into that today. I can't tell you how much we enjoy doing this show and chatting with you guys, and especially engaging with you in the comments. But let me just start by saying this is the How It All Works podcast. I get to serve as your host. My name is Kirk Nugent, and we are excited that my co-host is back.
Yes.
Taina Nixon,
Yes,
how are you?
I'm good. Nice to be back.
Good.
It's been a little minute.
Just a little bit. Not too long, but a little bit. And but it's that season,
Yeah,
the
there's a lot going on.
a lot of stuff going on. Busy stuff. I mean, it's crazy this season of life, which is so cool that we're talking about podcast consistency even as
it's very relevant.
As right now is the time where a lot of things go to crumble. Right? It's like, I'm just going to put that off. And then before you know it, it's been weeks.
Exactly.
And it wasn't intentional. That's the thing that it's kind of elusive. It's like, I didn't intend, but there are these things that are coming you haven't necessarily prepared for. So the habit is to put the way to be consistent is to put a habit in front of it. Yes. That's going to help you get over those hurdles.
Right.
I want to share this quote as we get ready to dive in. This is our quote. It says, consistency is not about never getting tired. It is about building systems that carry you when you are. Building systems that carry you when you are tired. It's kind of what we said just a second ago. It's putting something in place ahead of when you get tired. Like, don't build dig the well when you want the water, when you're thirsty. You got to dig the well when you're not thirsty.
Exactly.
When you're
in preparation for when you're going to want the water.
You need it. You're going to need it at that point in time.
That's good.
It's so good. I was joking with my son because he was like, I don't really need a driver's license right now. What am I going to need a driver's license for? I don't even have a car. I'm like, yeah, but if you want to get the car and then get a license?
Then get a license?
You
That's
want
crazy.
to be able to go out somewhere and not be able to take the car?
Exactly.
You want
that would be wild.
Come on. Hey, for me, I was just kind of like, bruh, you're going to start wanting to go to places.
Exactly.
And me and mommy are going to be like, yeah, we're not taking it.
Exactly.
You should have
This generation is so weird.
They're really different.
Because I was pressed to get my license.
I wanted nothing else for my 16th birthday.
Exactly.
I wanted nothing else.
I went on my birthday. I was like, I need my license.
I took the day off school and went to the driver's.
Well, it started before then because even my little sister, who is just like an infant millennial, she's right at the cusp,
at the edge of it.
The edge of it. She's like, I don't know. You and mommy drive me around. I don't need a license.
Wow. So it was already there.
Yes, and she's 4 years younger than me.
No.
So yeah, I can't understand.
Wait, I would get in the car, take the keys from my parents, get in the car, no license. I would just sit in the driver's seat, just hold
dreaming.
onto the wheel, dreaming.
I was like, you want me to move it out of the garage? You want me to start the car?
What do you want me to do? I would get ready early just so I could get into the car.
Times have changed.
No,
bro.
times have changed completely. But I think what a car meant back in the day was independence and all the different things that go along with that. But I think, that idea of being able to put something in place
before you need it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That if you don't walk away with anything else from this episode today, family, that is it.
Yeah.
Make sure you are preparing for the seasons where it gets a little crazy.
Exactly.
And you want some stuff. You want to have, some routine, some rhythm that's going to take you over the hurdle. All right. Here's number one. We're going to dive into these. I hope to be, somewhat brief. I can't make no promises.
Timely.
We're both talkers, so
we'll see.
We'll see. Protecting the production block. Mm-hmm. That's number one, right? Mm-hmm. So consistency starts on the calendar. I wish I had. I want to send this to one of my coaching clients right now. Mm-hmm. Like, it's got to start with, and if maybe your calendar's not your way, maybe you have a planner, but whatever you do
I
to
think
structure.
Everyone you do need a calendar. I know you're trying not to be too rigid with it, but you do.
But you kind of do.
The passage of time, it's happening. A calendar is a visual representation of the passage of time. So
that's it.
You have to block off the time.
When you look at that calendar, you're like, man, I have all that time.
Whether it's digital or physical, however you want to do it. But you do need to block it off.
For many people, a physical calendar actually
makes a difference. Them. Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. A digital calendar, it's not as in your face.
Right.
So having something that is printed out, but no, consistency starts on the calendar. We do not record when we feel like it.
Right.
We have non-negotiable blocks of time dedicated strictly to pressing record. Treat your recording time with the same respect you give a meeting with your most important client. That right there, if you treat yourself and your content like you would your highest paying client, which you are,
right?
Just a quick note: you are your biggest commodity.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Your most influential asset is you.
Correct.
And if you were to treat yourself that way, you would actually respect that time a lot more. We're so much more external. We put importance on so many of the things that are outside. And so that's where, a lot of stuff for us take a backseat.
Right.
And that is a recipe for things to just kind of crumble.
Yeah. It's much easier to break your word to yourself than to other people.
Absolutely. You want to be seen as a particular thing.
Yeah.
You can control that perception.
You'd have to deal with their disappointment. You'd have to deal with those repercussions. Yeah. Whereas if it's just yourself, you tell yourself it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
And I'll do it later. Yeah.
Yeah.
And often you won't do it later.
You won't.
So.
You
won't actually. So.
And I think that part is also a real thing. It's like, I'm actually not going to do this later.
Correct.
Let me not put this off because I'm not going to find time later to do it.
Yeah.
So let me actually get this done. I was working with a coaching client, and that was the thing. I was just trying to get him to record that first one.
Yeah.
It took weeks. The amount of this guy was. It was like, whack-a-mole. It's like excuse.
It's just fear. It's all fear.
It's all fear. And I'm not trying to throw him under the bus either.
No, but we just have to make sure that people know what it is that they're dealing with.
Exactly.
Because your brain is really good at convincing you of things.
Absolutely.
So it will tell you like, no, it's my calendar. I got too much going on. I haven't been able to think it through. There's so many things that you'll come up with as a reason to not do the thing.
Yeah.
But if you put it on your calendar and treat it like a meeting you can't avoid, then you're just going to have to sit up and do it.
And what was so wild is that when he finally recorded the first one, he ended up recording like 10 or 15.
Right.
Because he was like, oh my gosh, that felt so good.
Exactly.
And so I just kept on reminding him of that feeling. And he's figured out, again, just kind of hacked his way towards consistency. He's put boundaries in place, non-negotiable things on the calendar, talk to his family about it so that time frame is blocked out. In fact, even his kids are like, aren't you supposed to be recording right now? Like that'll get you.
That's good.
That'll get you. But I do think, it does start with a calendar. I could not agree with that more.
Yeah.
There's something immovable about looking at it and seeing like, oh, that's there.
Yeah.
Man, let me go ahead and get that
done. Just get it done.
Let me just go ahead and get it done. Let me get it done.
Yeah.
If you want to be consistent, that is a major one. We got 5 today, so I think we've touched on that one enough. So here's the second one, and this may not be your workflow, but I want to recommend it to you. One of the things that helps us to be consistent is the live to drive workflow. So when we just hit record,
right,
We don't edit it. We hit record. It uploads to Google Drive, and my editor edits it, and we get back a finished product. So that has wildly cut down the friction. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't feel like a major hurdle.
Yes.
So because actually preparing for the show, having the conversation, and then recording it is all we have to do.
Correct.
And then after that's done, other people come in.
That's the next step for me in content creation is just outsourcing it to somebody else, because having to think about what I'm going to do and then actually perform the thing, do the thing, then go back and edit it.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. But I will say a season where you're editing it
for sure.
is critically important.
It is.
Because you will not appreciate or you won't even have the verbiage.
Correct.
You won't even have the understanding to work with a team.
Yes.
If you don't. Now, I do think you also have to get to a place where you're not as particular about that end result.
So that's actually my problem.
Okay. See,
that's actually my problem is that I feel like when somebody sends, I would just, confession is good for the soul. I have had people working with me who we all we get the content, right? And then everybody kind of dumps their stuff. Yeah. And then they are editing the final product. Right. And when they send it back, I'm like, could you maybe not 2x that part right there? Could you also? And also, could you? I just did it to somebody last week, and then I was like, hey, just checking in. Was that too much? He was like, it's okay. I'm still learning as well. So he was very gracious about it. Okay, he was very gracious about it. Yeah. But then when I went back and read what I had said to him, I was like, I don't know that I would have appreciated somebody asking me to make that many edits to something that I had worked on. And I know that because I have been the one editing previously. So I know what it takes to do that. And he's trying to fit it into this time frame, and there's certain constraints that you know what I mean, and he's trying to tell a story in 60 seconds and whatever. And so I was like, you know what, he's doing the best he can. Actually, I gotta chill out.
Now this is so good, because I do think that is a limiter for a lot of people.
Yes.
Getting to that place where you can bring somebody on, a lot of people think that it's a monetary issue.
Right.
You could probably get there way quicker than you think.
Right.
The editors are not that, I don't believe them to be that expensive anymore. I think what they yield is
worth what they're charging.
It far exceeds what it costs to actually have them do the work. But the main issue is what we're talking about right now.
Yes.
Can you relinquish?
Yes.
I don't want to say creative control. You still have creative control, but the need for it to
look exactly how you want it to look.
Your way. Yeah.
Yes.
I said this to somebody. I was like, we got the edit back. We're training this editor for this client. We're kind of going back. We're doing this dance, and so but this person, like you and like me, had been editing their own stuff for quite some time. It's like, yeah, but I just wouldn't have done it like this. Da 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 da. And it's like, okay, so I'm gonna say something.
Yeah.
But I don't want you to respond. Yeah. I just want you to sit with it. And he's like, okay, what's that? I'm like, it's not gonna be your way. And he kind of paused. He wanted to say something, and I was just like, it's not going to be your way because they are not you.
Correct.
And he was like, then why are we outsourcing it?
He's like, so you just wanted to
because you can't keep editing it.
Yeah.
So we got to get to a point where this thing is going to be good enough.
Correct.
And I want to be clear. I've gotten to a point now where
you don't care.
I see the edit, and I'm like, man, you did that. Woo.
See, I'm trying to get there. I want to get there.
Yes. I see what you did. That's
I'm trying to get there with the guys that I'm working with. They're videographers, they're photographers. Yes. But I have been editing longer than they have.
No.
So they are in training. So I'm like,
they're
okay.
Very much and I think there's an ebb and flow here.
Exactly. So that's what I'm trying to find. I'm like, okay, maybe I just tell them what's most important. Make sure we include this, this, and this. Everything else, do it how you want to do it.
Or personal preference.
Correct.
Right.
Because I'm like, some stuff is just my preference. And I need to relinquish that. Yeah. You know what I mean? There are a couple of things. Maybe you want your banner to look a certain way at the top or like whatever. Sure. But it's like every single thing can't be according to your specifications. So you have to recognize what that is.
So much freedom in
letting it go.
Going through that process. I don't,
Okay.
It isn't. You're not just gonna say I let go, and it doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah,
it does not. Just as you're talking about right
Yes.
now, it's a gradual thing. Because I fired my first video editor.
Okay.
Fired.
Okay.
And I apologized to them later. I didn't go back to them, but I did apologize because it was me.
Okay.
It wasn't them. It was me. They just weren't editing the way that I wanted
it done.
I was like, what is this? This not. Well, why y'all did all this?
Yeah.
Y'all doing too. And then after a while, I was re-editing them. I'm paying them and re-editing.
No.
I was like, and sometimes it was harder to re-edit what they sent. So I just went back to the original files. I'm sending them the original files. They're editing them, and then I'm editing a different version.
No,
after a while,
madness.
you're just like, this is madness.
This you're wasting
madness.
money and time.
But what really did it for me was the videos were, I mean, I was getting a couple hundred views on the joints. I was just like, Kirk, what are we talking about right now? What are we talking about right now? Like, who cares?
Is it even worth the
people
time?
who are watching this video don't care.
They don't.
And then you put up a dud, right? Like a you know what they call like a Friday special.
Correct.
I had the
you
idea
just had to
today,
get it out and throw it out there.
I recorded it. I edited it myself, threw it up there. It was the bare minimum, and that joint did numbers.
That's how it always is.
It did numbers.
That's how it always is.
I'm doing way too much work. I'm thinking about this way too hard.
Exactly that.
Yeah. So having a workflow. I like the Live to Drive workflow. You know, for me, it's a matter of eliminating.
Live to Drive means what, Kirk?
When you're recording it, you're producing it as if it's live.
Okay.
But it's actually not a broadcast.
Okay.
It's going to a drive.
Okay.
So
got it. Live to Drive.
I'm glad you asked.
Yes.
Sorry.
I understood what you meant, but I was like, maybe everyone will not understand that concept.
Yes, that is good.
Okay.
And this is why I love this, because you are correct. That is exactly what it means.
Yeah. You record it like it's live,
exactly.
Meaning you're not starting and stopping and like, okay, let's go back and say that part again or like whatever.
No. Right. And if that's where you are, you're in jail.
I've been there. And it's taking me 3 hours to make a 60-second video. Oh no. Please.
You're
release
in jail,
yourself.
And that is a very difficult place to be.
Yeah.
If you I was saying to my coaching group the other day, I just randomly shared it with them, and one of the guys who I'm doing one-on-ones with shared with me today. He's like, man, when you said that, it blew my mind. But I was like, when I record these promos at church, I tell the people, we got to get a full take. You know, that's non-negotiable. So none of this, let's cut. You're not in Hollywood. If you say cut here, I'm just going to pack up my stuff and leave. I'm just going to leave. Don't yell cut. So we need a full take.
Or I'm going to keep rolling.
You can yell cut, and I'm just going to keep doing like this. We need a full take, right?
Yes.
That's my first rule.
Yes.
Second rule is you're walking out on stage at church to make an announcement.
Right.
Are you going to tell the entire congregation?
We were live.
Yeah. That,
hold on,
sorry,
I'm
guys,
start over.
let me walk back and come back to the microphone again. No, I wouldn't. Okay.
So just do it
that
how
way.
Exactly.
Every single time.
Yeah. It makes your life so much easier.
It's so much simpler.
It makes your life so much easier.
When you give yourself the out that editing is a possibility or a option.
Right.
You
editing in the moment.
Editing in the moment, yeah.
Yes.
You'll flub something and say, man, I got to get my words together today.
Right.
And you just keep on going. And those
I think it makes you a better communicator.
Boom.
Yes.
But
it adds an authenticity to it. That's what
I was getting ready to say.
Yes.
The authenticity piece of it is that's the solid goal.
Yeah.
Because people will resonate with those real human moments that you have inside the broadcast. So that's what Live to Drive really encompasses. Not just the, outsourcing the editing piece, but also just it's okay for it not to be
for it not to be perfect.
It's not going to be perfect, y'all.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. You can make it.
Yeah.
All right. Number 3, the multiplication mindset. We don't necessarily view an episode as a single isolated piece of media. We record one core conversation and then systematically splinter it to feed our entitled digital footprint. Always driving traffic directly back to our online headquarters. This maximizes our output while minimizing our total recording time. Now, real quick, I know you're enjoying the podcast episode. I want to get you right back to it, but I also wanted to inform you, let you know, make you aware of some of the things that we do at Composition, some of the things that I provide in terms of helping you to level up based on the fact that you're watching this podcast episode, that you have been following this channel, maybe that you've stumbled upon this particular topic. You already let me know that this is an area you want to grow in. You want to establish yourself as a thought leader. You want to grow and engage an audience. You want to funnel clients to your business. Well, that's what we do here at Composition. We have the A-List Digital Footprint Program. We have clarity calls. We have discovery calls. We also have one-on-one coaching programs that you can engage in. We also have the No Video Editing Required Challenge as well. 90-minute no video editing challenge showcasing my Live to Drive workflow. All of these things are available on my website, kirkrnugent.com. I would love the opportunity to talk with you, hear more about your story, figure out how we can create that into a blueprint for your success so that you can achieve your dreams and your goals. So you can leverage all the principles, all the strategies that we're sharing in this podcast episode. If that interests you, head on over to kirkrnugent.com, scan that QR code, hit the first link in the description or in the comments below, and let's get back to the episode. Grace and peace. One of my coaches says you should do 1 long form post a week.
Okay.
5 reels a week, 20 short stories a week, and 1 email to your mailing list a week. That's his secret. He said, if you do that for a year, you will not have problems with leads. And people are going nuts. Oh my gosh, that's so much content. Oh my word. But he was like, but all of them are from the 1 long form.
Yeah, exactly.
So the 1 long form, if you do a 25 to 45 minute piece of content, whether you're solo or you're joint, you can cut that up into reels.
Correct.
You can take the same concept and make that into an email. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be about or advertising the video. It can just be an email to your mailing list on the same topic.
On the same topic, yeah.
That can absolutely be stories.
Right.
Whether it's us taking a quick video of ourselves in the studio, not necessarily in the recording.
Right.
But even like, we were taking the picture of the headshot earlier.
Yeah.
The thumbnail shot here earlier, like that's not part of the video.
Correct.
But it could also still be
just content.
Exactly.
Yeah, it could just be content.
But all of that could be just from one sit down. Everything for the whole week could be from one sit down.
Yes.
If you structure it properly.
Correct.
So it actually becomes way easier to get there if you really think about it. But you have to apply a multiplication mindset. If you're gonna I gotta record each story. Then I agree with you.
Yeah, that's
impossible.
too much. That's too much.
But if you figure out ways, and then honestly, stories don't have to be necessarily like a part of your own thing. Stories are so. Oh my gosh, it could be a picture,
laid back. It can be
what.
Yeah, anything.
A story can be whatever. So
exactly,
the weight of it kind of really comes down. And when you think about being consistent, that's the multiplication mindset actually helps. There are days where because I like to record my own reels. I don't always like to use clips from the podcast, but there was a week or two there where I was like, meh. I grabbed the clips from the podcast, posted those. Those things did well.
Yeah,
they actually.
I think that's generally a good. That's generally a good short form.
Absolutely,
because it whets the appetite. Yeah. And then also people like to just see you vertical. Now that's just like a normal thing. Yeah. People just want to see you vertical on their screen, having a quick thought, a funny moment, whatever. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
It's so useful.
Yeah, so useful. There's so many other benefits there. But as we continue on this train of consistency, I just feel like you don't have to always set up and record in order to be able to publish some content. Exactly. I think, just a couple weeks back, I had Shavavian on, and she talked about she just records clips. Right. Yeah. So she has, it's a good hair day. She'll just record clips. Exactly. She's not posting that stuff immediately.
Exactly.
She just banks it. Yeah, that's in the backlog. So on a day where she's like, I have a concept or idea, one of those clips, put that up, do a little caption, done. Exactly that. So there's so many different ways to be able to batch that thing. But again, it's that multiplication mindset that I think really will help you kind of move through. The number 4. So recap. Let me go back. Number 1, protect the production block. You gotta have that thing on the calendar. Number 2, the live to drive workflow. I'm so glad you had me define that because I definitely was going to speed past that thing. Number 3, the multiplication mindset. We've talked about here on the podcast before, but definitely that is a major component of consistency. But number 4, and this is a major one, and I would say this is something that I leaned into. I don't even know if you know this story, but leveraging partnerships. One of the things my coach told me before I started this version of the How It All Works content in this form, it's a podcast. Before it was a live show. And even before that, we were doing something else. But before I started this, my coach said to me, everything you're doing from a content perspective is solo. Why aren't you partnering? I was like, I can do quicker on my own.
It's true.
No, I'm not. I'm not wrong.
You're not wrong.
But I was just like, I don't want to. You know.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
You don't want to have to coordinate calendars with somebody.
I don't want to. What am I doing? What? That's going. What? Then he was like, no. It's you're doing all the heavy lifting.
Correct.
You're not only having to come up with the concepts, you're actually having to talk through the thing and deliver. And let me tell you, let me just look at the camera and say this to you, family. Bringing in this lady right here has been a breath of fresh air. Y'all, there are times where she'll say something, I'm like, that's it. That's way better than I would have said it.
Yeah.
And so everybody is served better by partnerships.
By partnerships. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I would not be produced. You would have done a podcast on your own anyway. You would have done it. I would not. It wasn't going to be me, friends. It wasn't. Not in this season of my life. So when he came with the idea, I was like, you know what? That's what I need to be in front of the camera right now. I need another person. He serves as accountability, brainstorming, someone to bounce the ideas off of, all of that I would not have on my own.
Everything you just, oh my gosh, I cannot tell you. I mean, it was one of those things where it was like, okay, I'll try.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know. But because my default is go it alone.
Yes.
Like this entire room is set up for me to be able to run it myself.
Exactly.
So that's default.
Yes.
But man, I'm telling you, I have benefited so greatly from partnering, collaborating.
Right.
I'll also say this as well. When I was first getting into content, this is before I had any channel or any of that stuff. I got invited to a couple of podcasts in quick succession. And so people were, like, oh, have you had guests on the podcast? And because I'm a talker,
right?
Podcast hosts are always looking for guests. Y'all.
Exactly.
I mean, what?
I was about to say, you don't know how many podcasts I've been on because I just be talking.
Yes. And if you're a talker, the host is like, oh, thank God. Because I mean, it's for that same thing, right? Because you don't want to have to just talk the entire time.
Dude, one time I got invited to sit on a podcast for a company that sells office supplies.
Oh, snap.
I had never heard of the podcast before. I think they only found me because I had been voted like top 20 influencers of Huntsville or whatever, and they're a Huntsville-based business.
Oh, nice.
And she was just like, I would love for you to come on our podcast. I was like, okay. Like, all right, girl. But when I got there, she was like, she and the other like people who worked there, they were so excited. Wow. They were like, yes, we're so excited to have you here and da-da-da-da. And I realized, I was like, it's because I just be talking. I don't know nothing about their office supply company, but I can talk about anything.
Listen,
I can talk about anything. We had a great time.
I love this.
They made so many clips from that podcast.
Oh my gosh. No, I was on a podcast once. I don't even remember what original story I was telling, but I was on a podcast once, and it's I don't remember the name, but he has had some really big names on his podcast. In fact, he produces Guy Kawasaki's podcast as well.
Wow.
So anyway, so I'm on this guy's podcast, and we had a ball. We had a blast. I mean, I'm just talking from one side to the other. He clipped that thing up 20 ways from Sunday.
As he should.
So then he messaged me. He's like, man, I know it's only been a couple of months, but can we have you back? I was like, oh, yeah, sure. Why not?
Why not?
He's like, bro, your episode, it was one of the greatest. But I think it's that whole, just being a talker thing.
Yes. So and having somebody else for them to bounce their ideas off of and somebody to lend a different perspective, that helps because their listeners are used to just seeing them or just hearing them. So it brings fresh energy to it as well.
But I all of what you said, yes. But I also think there's a component of, I think both of us have this quality where we're just not, the cameras and all the other stuff fades away.
Right.
It just becomes a conversation.
Exactly.
And I think that is what people tap into. So, and it makes for a really engaging experience. Right. And so, yeah, that part. And if you're not that person, find that person.
Correct.
Have them come on the podcast. Because that absolutely could be helpful for you. But I think that what I was saying earlier was I had 4 or 5 requests to be on a podcast like in quick succession, and I was doing them, and I was trying to find a way to like let my people know that I'm going to be on these podcasts. Right. It's like, oh, this is pretty cool. I'm going to be on these podcasts. They're going to record. It's going to be published. And it's like, all right, let me let people know that I'm going to be on this podcast, I put together a little flyer saying, Kirk Nugent podcast tour. So I had like 5 or 6 dates on there. And people were following me from one place to the next.
Nice.
And that 5-6 thing ended up being a full year.
No.
52 podcast guesting experiences. And
what?
This is how I started. I didn't have any channel. I had nothing. I just was doing this what I call it a podcast tour.
Nah, you did not manufacture a year-long...
A full year of guesting.
Bruh. That is wild.
And man, I'm telling you, marriage podcast. I was out. It didn't
all kind of stuff.
I didn't have any discrimination. I was like, you have a podcast, I'm coming on.
Exactly.
You want to talk about business? Okay.
Right.
You want to talk about faith? Okay.
I love it. I love it.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
And I had a blast. But that is actually what ended up helping me to have confidence to launch into my own thing.
Yeah.
And I kind of got a chance to see what people were doing.
Yes.
What I liked, what I didn't like. I gleaned all that stuff to kind of create my own process. And
nice.
Man, so I'm just saying partnerships. Oh, such a cheat code. Such a cheat code. If you're going to be consistent, having somebody to lean on. Yeah. Podcasting alone can be exhausting. Yeah. Having a trusted co-host means sharing the heavy lifting. When one of us is low on energy, the other one steps up and drives the conversation. Actively lean on each other's distinct strengths to keep the momentum moving forward seamlessly. I really believe that for some of you, the key ingredient to being consistent is going to be getting a co-host, a regular co-host. Yeah. But you got to pick well. I can't. I got to hasten to add that. Yeah.
Well, I say too, start with just guests.
Start with guests. So good. You were a guest.
I was a guest like 2 times, I think. True. Prior to. So then you get a chance to feel it out without making it weird.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're absolutely correct. But the other thing that we got a chance to do was we were in a group together at church. Right. Like a content creators group. Yes. And it was
that was
clear.
Helpful. Yes.
It was just like the 2 of us were talking.
Right.
Exactly. And the rest
everybody else was there, but we were talking. Mind you, he's leading the group with somebody else entirely. That's not me.
Who was not talking at all.
Love him. If you're watching this, love you down. But it was just me and Kirk yapping at the group.
Oh my gosh. So just these memories are crazy to me. Fun times. Right? I love it. Okay. All right. 5th one, final one, and we're going to land community-driven topics. Community-driven topics. We never have to guess what to talk about because we stay in close proximity. Correct. To our listeners. I mean, we paid like that. We did that episode with the questions, and then just the feedback. Sometimes even in our conversations, I think the whole proximity thing came from us having a conversation. Yes. We kind of said proximity was like, oh snap, that needs to be a whole episode. Exactly. So though that becomes organic, and when that happens for you and your audience, the audience is also waiting for that episode. Right. Because we'll say like, oh snap, we got to do that episode on that. And they're like, okay. Yeah. I'm now waiting on that episode.
We would also like to hear in that episode.
Yeah. That's good. So bring that back.
Bring it out. Yeah.
But no, being community-driven topics really kind of bulletproofs the topic. It makes sure
that people are interested in hearing it. Yeah, for sure.
So no,
for sure. Because even I was thinking about it as you were saying that. I was like, does everyone do that? Like, some of the best podcasts that I listen to. But I think even if you're doing like pop culture or you're doing like whatever, it can't just be what your perception of pop culture is. It really needs to be what is popular that they are listening to, because they want to hear my commentary on that. So that does make a difference. Yeah.
That's a major difference. And that's also riding the trend.
Yes. Yeah.
Riding the wave.
So then you're also coming up, like, you don't have to brainstorm everything. No. It's like, what's popular right now? What's in the news? Boom. What are people talking about? Boom. What are people online posting? Whatever. Then you don't have to do all the work of coming up with stuff.
It's like Inception. Because right now is a season with the graduations, everything like that, where things get really inconsistent. Mm-hmm. And so what do? We do an episode on how to be consistent. It's like, no, but this is, to me, I just really feel like it doesn't have to be rocket science. Yeah. You can really just kind of play to your strengths and just kind of talk it through. I do believe in having some form of a structure for your content. You want to know, kind of have a little bit of a roadmap, but I also want it to leave plenty of room and space to allow the conversation to go where it goes. Yeah. I generally never tell her where we're going. because
it's more fun that way.
it's always more
And
fun that way.
he literally tells me right before we start, because he says it. Even don't give us 3 minutes. If he says it too soon, we'll start talking. We haven't recorded. Y'all must have the conversation.
And then it's like, this should be part of the conversation.
Yeah. So you can't even do that. You gotta. He literally he sits down and he's like, da-da-da-da-da. And then I'll repeat it to make sure I heard what he said. And then my brain immediately starts thinking like, okay. And then he starts.
This is exactly how we did this episode today. It's like,
he said it. I repeated it to make sure I heard him. Boom. We started.
Oh my goodness. Look, I would share this this closing definition, and then we're gonna close out this one. Podcast consistency is not a test of your creative endurance. Right? It is a natural byproduct of intentional habits, streamlined workflows, and a commitment to serving your community. I think that last piece probably is understated.
Yeah.
A commitment to serving. I do think that is a motivator for me sometimes. Like when I see some of the comments, they're like, man, this really helped me. So like there's a previous episode, one of the guys in my community said, I've watched half of this episode. I really want to finish it, but there's so much that I feel like I need to go back. So I'm going to start it over again.
Yes.
And I'm like, wow.
Yeah, that's when you know you're doing something.
That's
gold. Great.
And it just because that's the kind of thing that it reminds me, like when it does get difficult, because sometimes it's like
yeah, I
gotta travel here, gotta do this,
exactly.
we got a heavy schedule.
Yep.
How are we gonna fit this in? But then I think about the person who we are serving with this podcast, right?
Yeah.
I don't necessarily want to let them down. I don't want to be inconsistent.
Correct.
So you try and find ways. But
Kev on stage talks about that. He says that like when he was working his mind numbing like 9-to-5 job, there were certain podcasts and stuff that he watched at work. He should have been doing that at work just to get him through. He's like, it's Tuesday. So-and-so's gonna put out an episode. And so he's like, when now it's him, he's like, man, I feel bad because I bet there's somebody thinking, like, ooh, Kev and them are gonna put out their episode, and then I don't put it out.
Dang.
So I think about that sometimes. I'm like, somebody's probably counting on us being there and providing something useful to them. And I have sat down with pen and paper listening to a podcast, taking notes and applying. So I know that it can be like a true service to people. Absolutely. So I think it's worth doing.
Absolutely. No, there's I love the way that you frame that as well, because I do think that people
they're expecting.
Yes, but they're also sitting down with pen and paper.
Right.
Taking notes.
Ready to apply.
Through, like, how do I apply this? There's so much free game that I mean, literally, I'm saying this to I was doing an intake call with a new coaching client this week, and he was just like, man, dude, watching some of the content, man. He's like, in my mind, I was like, I know if I just watch these, I would probably get my life right. but I have bigger issues, so I need an actual coach. This is why I'm signing up for your program. But it's just like, man,
the free stuff can actually really help. It can really help. This
is not like we're a gatekeep or, there's something else behind the veil. No, it's accountability that's behind the veil.
Yeah, accountability, personalization, customization is behind the veil. Right. But the meat,
this is the principles
right here.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. You want to be consistent. You kind of need to know your habits.
Yeah.
You got to need to know your habits, both good and bad. You need to know yourself and be honest about that joint too. It's like, if this says it's going to be set up in a way where I'm going to have to tweak lights and microphones and all that stuff every single time, I'm never going to record.
Not going to do it.
I'm never going to record.
So just be real.
Just be real about that. Set it up in a way that allows you to be successful, and you will be consistent. Oh man, this is a good one. One of the things I want to ask you to do in the comment section is just let us know, out of the 5 that we shared, which one resonated with you the most? Which one really is like, that one was for me?
Right.
I would love to hear your comments on that. And if you do leave that comment, we will respond. We want to engage with you. But man, this was another good one. You got anything else? I'm trying to think through. I think we're good.
We covered it.
Yeah, we covered it all. Family, listen, being consistent doesn't have to be a heavy lift.
Right.
Doesn't have to be an exercise in your brute strength. You don't have to white knuckle that thing. You just got to develop some better habits or acknowledge the habits that you have so you can kind of counterbalance them with others.
Yeah.
And I think that is part of what we want to share with you today. This has been another episode of the How It All Werks podcast. And I get to serve as your host, Kirk Nugent. My lovely co-host is
Taina Nixon.
And family, we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Later.